The roar of engines shattered the afternoon silence. 7 bikers, leather vests shining in the sun, tore down the highway like a pack of wolves chasing blood. Dust trailed behind them, curling into the warm air. They were built like bulldozers, tattooed arms, bald heads, silver rings glinting as they gripped their throttles. At the head of the pack rode Rex, a man so broad his vest looked painted on. His lips curled around a sunflower seed as he spat it into the wind. On the side of the road, an old man shuffled along, cane in one hand, leash in the other. The leash was taut, nearly dragging him forward. It was attached to the smallest, most ridiculous creature imaginable, a scruffy Pomeranian with wild fur and the confidence of a tiger. The little dog barked madly at the approaching gang, each yap echoing like a firecracker. The old man didn't flinch. He just kept walking. The barking grew sharper as the bikers neared. Rex chuckled and nudged the guy beside him. "That thing's gonna get squashed." Another biker, Bonecracker, leaned over. "Hope I don't run it over. I just cleaned my boots." They all laughed, their engines snarling beneath them. But the dog didn't back down. If anything, he surged forward, planting himself in the middle of the lane, barking like he was about to take on the world. The leash slipped from the old man's hand. The tiny dog stood alone in the middle of the road, barking up at these massive machines as they slowed down. The bikers came to a halt, confused and annoyed. Rex revved his engine once, hard enough to shake the ground. The dog didn't move. Bonecracker leaned forward and shouted, "Get your mutt off the road, old man." The old man stopped, turned slowly, and looked at them through scratched aviators. He said nothing. The dog kept barking. "What's wrong with him?" one of the bikers asked, amused. "He picks his own fights," the old man finally said, voice calm and worn like old leather. "Always has." Rex shook his head and dismounted, heavy boots thudding against the ground. "You got 5 seconds to leash that hairball before I punt it into a ditch." The old man raised one brow. "You sure you want to start that?" Rex took another step. The old man's cane twitched. In one smooth motion, he spun it up and struck Rex clean on the side of the knee. A sharp crack rang out. Rex stumbled, swore, and dropped to one knee. The air changed. The laughter stopped. No one moved. The old man stood straighter, taller. The stoop was gone. The frailty vanished. His shoulders squared like a man who hadn't forgotten a single lesson from the battlefield. He looked down at Rex, now gripping his leg. "You trying to hurt my dog?" he said. "Should have aimed higher." Bonecracker's hand went for his chain. Another biker stepped forward, but they hesitated. All of them did. Something about the old man's posture said he'd fought harder men in worse places. Then he pulled something from his jacket. Not a weapon. A photograph. A young soldier in uniform. A woman holding a baby. A badge. A folded flag. He held it up with one hand, while the other patted the dog who had come running back to his feet. "That boy died in a war far from here," he said quietly. "That dog was the only thing he left behind. So if you lay a hand on him, you're not just kicking a dog, you're pissing on a grave." For a long moment, no one said anything. Then Bonecracker stepped back. "We didn't know." The old man nodded once. "Now you do." Rex stood up, still limping, jaw tight. "You fight like a ghost," he muttered. "Ghosts don't miss." Rex looked down at the dog. Mochi was licking his paw like nothing had happened. Then the tiny mutt barked once, just once, and it echoed like a gunshot. "You've got a hell of a guard dog," Rex said. "He guards more than just me." They stood there, in the middle of the road, under the burning sun, the silence stretching. Then Rex broke it. "You still ride?" The old man chuckled. "Not in a while," Rex nodded. "Maybe you should again." The bikers backed up their bikes, engines humming low this time. The road stretched behind them like a ribbon of fire. The old man watched them mount up, dog still at his feet. As they pulled away one by one, Rex turned and gave a small salute. Mochi barked again, tail wagging like a flag. The old man whispered, "Good boy." and picked up the leash. The road was quiet again, the sun still warm. But something had changed. On that stretch of highway, respect had been earned, not with fists or fear, but by a tiny ball of fur and the silent strength of an old soldier who never stopped protecting what mattered.